Hello everyone. After learning the size and the shape and some of the body parts, now we'll go check on the colors and marking of the birds. Uh, I'm sure in the world, many of us who are into bird watching or who likes birds uh, probably got interested in looking at birds very likely because of the colors. Um, you see wide variety of colors in birds, and while growing up you hear about them and you see them in the television, or you hear about the different colors and the markings of the bird, and it's always attracted many people. The peacock, for instance, everybody loves the color of the peacock while displayed, the electric blue it has. So like I said, many would have got into bird watching. It's because of colors. And how it will help a beginner who wants to identify birds and get into bird watching, we'll discuss now. So they have so many colors, right? And this particular one I'll be repeating again. Uh, Try not to look for all the colors on the birds and where all they are. Okay. Instead of that, we'll try to see some of the examples, what to look for in color and markings. Look for the overall color. Some birds, of course, are very colorful. Some birds have very few colors. So look for overall color. So just example here, the two birds. Left is the prenia here. Overall light gray, and it has white in the belly and throat. Whereas here, the reef egret or reef heron has dark gray is the overall color and very little white at the throat. So you just look for the overall color and look for whether the color, overall color, was it more on the bird, was it dark or light? For example, here the pied wagtail to the left here as a darker color, is it more? Or the white color, is it more? Or same here to the right, it's a fantail as more yellow here, olive. So look for uh, what is more on the bird. Is it the darker color more or lighter color more? Okay. And if you look at this picture, okay, the colors on these two birds, overall color for a first impression, it's green. Okay. And where are the colors? Other colors apart from green, it's on the head or the face. Both are barbets. Okay, one is coppersmith and one is blue-throated barbet, and one is the coppersmith barbet. And so why I'm telling you this example is look at some of the body parts for the colors. Let me explain. First, we'll learn some of the important body parts, because these body parts are also used in the bird's name. Few things which we need to keep in mind are forehead or the front, okay, crown right on the head, nape, that is the neck behind here, the nape, okay, supercilium or the eyebrow, eye line, the line just above the in front of the eye and which goes beyond the eye ring, the ring around the eye, ear coverts, okay, that is just right next to the cheek, ear coverts where the ear is present. The beak, the beak is divided to the upper part and the lower part, which we use upper mandible or lower mandible. Throat area, moustachial stripe, that is the mustache, it's called, the stripe there in that part called moustachial stripe. So these are the few parts, especially on the head, which is key in identifying some of the birds. Let's look another few important body parts of the bird, the whole body, the back, rump, upper tail coverts, The tail, does it have a tail band? Tail edge, under tail coverts, vent area, the vent, the thigh on the leg, belly or the stomach, chest or the breast area, and any marking on the wings, wing bars. And some birds also have on the wings not just the bars but a patch, especially a white shaped patch. So what we saw in the previous illustration, let's put that on the real bird photographs, because we can't find birds which all the markings I explained. Okay, so let's look at this. The crown area, supercilium or the eyebrow, the eye line behind and in the front of the eye. And some birds also have what we call crown stripe on top of the crown. Okay, let's look at the moustachial stripe we spoke about and the ear covert area. And here, very prominent thing is one of the body parts we spoke about is the eye ring. One is to the left, the right is the yellow-eyed babbler, and to the other side, Indian white-eye. It gets its name because of the ring around the eye. And also, some birds have skin which doesn't have feathers, which can be loosely hanging or exposed part of the face. And these are called wattles. And again, see why we have to remember some of the body parts is the birds are also named because of the important body parts to help in identify, like the yellow wattled lapwing. Some of the, again, body parts, the crown stripe we saw, and also the wing bar, which I mentioned earlier. And this is the crown warbler. So let's look at some of the examples of the body parts. So the bird here you can see to the left is the greater flameback and to the right is the white-naped woodpecker. Both are almost the same size, okay, and have similar colors, okay. And if you spend a lot of time trying to match each and every one, the bird may not be there and you may not always get a good view. So quickly check the head, body, and the tail if you have a good view. Or head and the body itself. So if you look here clearly, both have moustachial stripes, both have red crown, so both look alike. However, if you look at the back of both the birds, they're very different, isn't it? One is almost golden color with the red here. The other one has a white marking on the neck and the back. That part is called the nape. We learned earlier. So that's why it gets the name white nape woodpecker. So it has a white nape and a black V marking and a different yellow. So the nape itself makes a big difference in identifying the white nape woodpecker from greater flameback. And like I said, both may not be found at the same place. However, this bird is found where the greater flameback is found. That's called black rump flameback. And for a new bird watcher, when you get a quick view or don't get a great view, both birds look alike. So you need to quickly look at the face again. And if you look clearly, this doesn't have a moustachial stripe, but it has a black throat and a black neck. Okay, here, this one has slightly white, but no black throat here. Okay, white with moustachial stripe, but this has clear black throat. Of course, the back is also slightly different color, but just looking at the head, okay, you can clearly make out what woodpecker you saw. So like this, you need to look at markings and the color at few body parts, not overall bird. After trying to learn this, still you might get confused because these two birds which you are looking at are the same birds. Both are cattle egret, and one is in the breeding plumage, one is in the non-breeding plumage. So the same bird, fully white, when it comes to the breeding time, gets new feathers, which are this beautiful golden yellow color, and the beak also becomes brighter. So suddenly it gets confusing, but you will slowly learn that these things can happen. So we see differences in the same bird, changing plumages, the colors of the feather throughout the year, different time of the year. And like this example again, this is the Indian pond heron. And look to your right is the non-breeding plumage, which has brown gray with streaks. But look to the other side is the breeding plumage with beautiful strands of white and the nice contrast. The beak color is also quite darker than the non-breeding plumage. So that was the same bird changing the color. However, in many birds, if you have noticed, the male and the female don't look the same. For example, blue rock thrush to the right, blue color is the male. To the left, brownish color with the markings is the female. So male and female also looks different and they have different colors. Look at this. We saw the male and the female, but did you know in many birds, the younger bird will look different from the adult? For example, here, this is a scaly-breasted munia, and look at the juvenile young bird. It's almost uniform same color without any markings, right? And look to the right, the adult bird, okay, has different markings. Okay, the scaly markings here, dark brown head. So from even from young to adult, the marking and the colors will change. So you need to look at all this and learn about this slowly, one step at a time. So why we are talking about this is many times new bird watchers will get confused and they think they've seen two different birds looking at a juvenile and an adult or a male and a female. Okay, so let's look at another example here. All these three birds you're watching are the same. However, one this is called purple sunbird. One in the middle is the male. This is the eclipse male. So eclipse male are the ones which in the non-breeding time, after the breeding season, turns like this for a short while, and then they get back the full purple color like this. And look at the female to the extreme left. Very different, isn't it? So same species of birds will have different color and marking. So what we learned about the color and markings, let us put this to the bird. We already have put the size and the shape. Okay, so in this bird, we are just talking about the color and markings. The Indian scimitar babbler. Overall color, what is it? It's a dark gray brown. Okay, grayish brown. It has any marking on the body? Yes, white. It has a white throat to the belly, and it has a prominent white eyebrow. See that above the eye has a very prominent eyebrow and has a curved yellow beak. Yep. And the scenario state. Okay, color and markings. Overall bird color, what is it? It's black and a gray. It has black on the head and the throat, and also the black extends like a line on the belly, which is not clearly seen here. So the black goes all the way here. It also has a white ear coverts around the cheek area and the ear coverts. And it has a white pink bar. All right. So remember again, when you're looking at the colors and the markings on a bird, look at the main body parts, head, wings, any prominent markings like a bar or a patch on the wing or on the head, the eye stripe, supercilium, cheek patch, or how was the belly. So quickly look at that and then you can refer the book. You will get an idea. I hope you got an idea of this. So now, if you have time after this session, go out and just look at the birds Like previously, look at the size and the shape of the bird. Now, look at the just the markings on the bird. All right, enjoy.